So that's going to be taken away from
Yeah, these are basically the two most picked AD carries. These are the ones with the biggest hype here coming in.
Wow. So we'll see how this one works out. There, the final ban, Graves.
Another.
They really are focusing Reckless and Piglet in this game. That tells me both these teams know exactly where the fight's going to be.
This tells me that SKT have a really, really good team of scouts because Reckless actually, these are two of his favorite AD carries.
Soaz looks devastated.
He doesn't, yeah. Reckless does not have the biggest of champion pools when we're looking at AD carries. These are his top two.
LeBlanc is open.
LeBlanc is open. Deficio's pleas were not heard by Fnatic. They have first pick though, so they could take it away from him. There's still that left.
Where are you going to go, Soaz? He's flicking through. It's going to be the AD carry, of course, with those bans coming through. You assume that will be the focus with 3 AD carries already taken away. Of course, the jungler could be an important job. He's just typed something in. We'll see what it is. It's not going to be the Heimerdinger, I'm afraid. It will be Cassidy. Wow.
So yeah, a lot of focus on LeBlanc being still up, but Cassidy is still up. This is a Peke special. I would really like to see him pull out actually teleport just for old time's sakes, but it probably won't happen here. So many bans though being used on the AD carry position. 3 is a lot for Champion Select nowadays, that mid lane things were left open.
And top lane, and more importantly, a Jax getting locked in for that top lane for Impact, who has been a beast throughout this tournament, honestly. Alongside him, Lee Sin as well for Bengi.
Now, when you're already facing a Jax and you haven't been able to use any of your bans on a top lane, really the only thing that can handle it 1 versus 1 is Renekton. However, we see a lot of lane swap situations happening, so I don't know what they're actually going to try and go into this. He's also been quoted as saying that Lulu beats everything, so maybe Soaz will go back to his Lulu top lane.
Well, it was banned out. Shyvana has been locked in, well, I mean, it's Renekton or Shyvana. It's who you go with, really. Kha'Zix's also picked up by Cyanide, and a quick lock-in by Piglet. It's Vayne once again.
Very happy to go back to his signature champion, and he's really daring Reckless because they spent 2 bans to force him off of his main 2 AD carries.
Well,
all right.
Faker, playmaker. We've all seen the Zed highlight video. We've all seen what he did to Ryu. He has locked in Zed once again.
We're looking for more SKT skins, right?
Absolutely true. We'll see whether he pulls that out.
They can have the Jax one, they can have pretty much all of them here if they really wanted to. Fnatic want to steal away the last SKT skin. Yeah. They're breaking the strategy.
That is exactly where the boos have come from. Yellowstar may well go for Zyra, which would steal away Mandu's final skin.
Oh my.
Reckless could go for Caitlyn. Of course, Caitlyn, one of the champions he's played a lot of throughout the European LCS. We'll see whether that gets locked in a moment, though. This could upset the crowd.
Yes, so, Caitlyn really is a 3rd string AD carry for Reckless. So I was talking to him earlier, and he's not really that big of a fan of her because of the fall off of the champion. And Caitlyn as a champion, you have to take. All right, I'll give you the 5 SKT skins here. Everybody's very happy that it actually came to fruition. But the Caitlyn is a champion that you really have to make use of the strong laning phase, and that's really hard now with so many people switching around.
You know, I want to say it right here. You know, Fnatic made it to the semifinals. A lot of people said if they got to the finals, they would put a good fight against
They're locked in already.
SK Telecom is saying, okay, we'll play the comp that we played at Worlds. Bring us your best. And, well, we'll see how it works out because Peke's on his favorite, Cyanide's on his favorite, Soaz not too happy. I would say Yellowstar's pretty close to one of his favorites, as is Reckless.
Yeah, when people kept bringing up all the SKT skins, I kept saying, oh, they're never going to get those champions. Like Jax?
Yeah.
People do not give away Jax in the current meta, but it slipped through with all the focus towards mid lane and picking up this Cassidy. First pick Cassidy. Will Peke on his signature champion be able to handle it?
Wow, fantastic. Okay then, so let's think back, obviously, to Worlds. SK Telecom came out world champions. What would have happened if Fnatic would have made it through to that best of 5? What will happen in this best of 1?
Different patch, but we get to actually see the match.
We'll find out who it works out, ladies and gentlemen. The game's about to go live, so head over to Twitter and let us know who you think will score first blood. First blood, remember. Send your answers to @LOL Esports and use the hashtag FNC or SKT.
And I have to say, It's already through. The game is loading, so Peke will be bringing the classic teleport. Kassadin with teleport, Peke. This is such a good matchup here. We get to see everything that fans love and know about these teams. This is quintessential Fnatic and SKT.
Double teleports, of course.
Exactly.
Double teleports.
Double.
Yeah, so as Fnatic. This is literally how Fnatic were playing at Worlds. This is going to be an interesting game.
Plus, as far as our featured matchup with the junglers goes, both of them got very high priority junglers. The Lee Sin for Bengi and the Kha'Zix for Cyanide. Very happy to go 1v1 with those two champions.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get underway. Fnatic as the blue team up against SK Telecom in all their skins as the red team.
Now, Fnatic have an extra ward here. They've gone with the true ward, the early ward that they can place. So a slight advantage for the level 1 if they want to try something, and they definitely do.
They definitely want to try something. They're all in that jungle, but SKT know that they are here, and they are moving in their position. Fnatic may well get pincered here.
Watch out. Everybody being in that bush, you could get a 5-man Jack stun if SKT could collapse at the exact same time. But Fnatic run him off from the backside because he's separated from the rest of his team.
Yellowstar not quite in range for the Zenith Blade to lock down Impact, but look at SKT. They moved into position. Oh, the death bush, but it was given away. They knew they were there. Bengi is there. They're still all in the death bush.
Now Fnatic. Oh, here's the stun.
Oh, 2-man counter-strike. Cyanide's getting caught out. Soaz is separated from his team. Cyanide's going to go down to the Ignite. No, the heal comes through. He gets away with it. Soaz separated now. Yellowstar getting locked up. He's going to take some damage from Piglet. And Fnatic have to back out of the fight.
And they didn't even get their ward down in SKT territory. Uh-oh, Faker sticking around wants to stop as many backs as possible. The timer, minions are about to spawn. So if they can delay these backs, keep the low health bars, then it would be a huge benefit.
Exactly what they're doing. They've just pinged their own blue. You can see Impact already making tracks down there. They're going to try and steal both these blue golems away at the very start.
That Jack's stun earned SKT a big lead in this game. Even if they didn't get a kill, they do get a good summoner lead. Heal having to be used in the bottom lane and flash from the jungler Cyanide, just for the ignite of Pumandu.
So we'll see how bad that will be. Cyanide's going to move in. If he can get close enough in time, he will have smite. He will be able to steal it away. Impact, remember, of course, only having to do it, but you can see he's going to sneak around there.
Impact actually just timed it up for him.
Cyanide tanked it down, and, well, Cyanide gets away with it, steals it away. We did see Bengi actually went around to the large wolf as well, so I think he's taking that one away from him, sticking around that mid lane.
Great reaction from Cyanide, making the best of a bad situation. Now, the early invade did result in 2 top for SKT. They've got their support as well as AD carry up there, and it is going to be the lane swaps. We're also seeing the same rotation here. Jungle or top laners going down bottom.
Impact teleporting back onto that turret. There's a big wave here. He's going to counter-strike instead on Soaz and Yellowstar. They're not going aggressive. Now they are. There's the Zenith Blade. The Ignite goes down. Soaz is coming in for this one. It will be taken down. First blood for Fnatic.
And Soaz still has his teleport. So Soaz can go back and heal after they take this turret and then teleport top lane. There's only 2 members top lane. Fnatic could actually get the first blood and a turret lead if they can get the defense in place.
Well, the crowd are certainly loving it, that's for sure. Instead, they're going to hold off on that turret. Faker now putting pressure down on towards Peke. The crowd, now they're excited. There we go. A little bit late on that one. They were cheering. Trust you guys, they are a lively crowd here. Peke's got to be careful. Bengi is around that red buff area, which is why they're backed away. There is the first turret of the game going down for Fnatic.
Right, Bengi hasn't been able to get much done here in the time where Fnatic get their first blood and their first turret. Now we're going to see Soaz. He's not teleporting into the turret. He remembers last time where there was a dive from the 2-man Piglet and Pumandu on Vayne and on Zyra, and they were able to get the kill.
So this game is definitely started off lively. It was the same with the OMG game. SK Telecom certainly went at it for kill, that's for sure. I think that ended up in pretty much 30-odd kills plus. I'm not sure whether this game's going to reach that same standard. Sino at the moment. Oh, they didn't clear out the blue puff. That's only just being cleared out now at 4 minutes 20. So keep your eyes on that one at the 10-minute mark, 9-minute mark.
I am a fan of that strategy, but that's fairly quick clear there from Cyanide coming back to check it. So won't be delaying that from Peke for too long. Now, Soaz, he has gotten up to the turret, and he's gotten some extra experience here. So all in all, the level 1 invade, even though it went poorly, Fnatic were able to pick up the pieces. And because of the play down bottom, where the teleport in from Impact resulted in first blood, they now have the lead.
Peke may have to use his flash to get away from this one. He does. It does help him to get away. He's already used that teleport as well, just teleported back into lane. Impact now coming around actually to have a look towards this mid lane. They're looking at pressure.
Wow.
Peke down. Pumandu also making the journey down the river.
So it's very dangerous for Impact to go to a long lane like that without a turret to fall back on. He needs to make something happen elsewhere on the map. Deciding to send everybody mid here, Yellowstar actually gets caught trying to make his way through the jungle.
Puts a lot of harass back on towards Bengi. That shield of Daybreak doing its job, keeping him stunned up, and they actually saved the turret there, so well played Fnatic.
Fnatic are in such a good situation here. They have a free farming AD carry down bottom. They're getting experience in all 3 lanes. As long as this 3-man squad with very, very little wave clear can handle experience around this turret and salvage a little bit of CS, then it's going to come out really good for Fnatic.
Let's see how that lane control works. Remember the Cloud9 game SK Telecom did. They managed to hold that wave up. We'll see whether SK Telecom can do the same thing. That wave has been pushed heavily in towards that inner turret. Impact is already going over there, and look at the damage on that top turret. Piglet's done a lot of work on that. So is not going to let him recall there, I don't believe.
Well, he doesn't have a ward in there, so he's not sure that he's recalling, and it's dangerous to go around face checking when he's that low. So Piglet does get the recall off. And also, for SKT's sake, the call was interesting. Because they know that there's this mid laner with low wave clear, this Kassadin, they send more people to pressure there because they don't have any other options. But look at Peke. They haven't been able to keep him down. They weren't able to get too much damage on that mid turret. And now that Rekkles has gotten his full solo lane farm, he is extremely strong, heading up level 5 to this mid lane turret. Caitlyn, I said she had to make great use of the early laning phase, and they are doing just that.
Yellowstar running interference duty there. That turret down to half hit points in the mid lane as well for Fnatic. So, Faker trying his best to keep him away. Of course, has hit level 6, hits that ultimate level earlier before Peke. Yellowstar's going to be so careful. He's only level 3 going that deep in the jungle, blind.
I like the move, though. He's getting great ward coverage down. They can see any sort of transition from SKT going to the bottom side, where they have their Jax freezing this lane. Impact, he loves this type of game, though. He wants to get up that massive CS lead by freezing that lane deep as long as possible. It's up to Fnatic in that case to make a play. They can either shove down mid, or they can go try and kill.
Well, they've got the lockup on him. It's not enough with that Living Shadow available, though. And they do force him away again. Soaz is in trouble, though. He's been condemned on the wall, and you can see Mandu's coming around the side here. He's got the backup support of Bengi. Will they try and dive on towards him? Soaz is considering stepping away, but he's hanging around a little bit longer.
Peke's teleport is coming up, and he saves this turret, coming into 2-man defended. Meanwhile, because of this massive ward coverage, wow!
Oh, they're going to force them to jump away. Rekkles actually gets jumped on by Impact. The counter-strike coming out will stop the basic attacks from Rekkles. A lively opening, but Fnatic are looking good so far.
Because of the ward coverage on the blue side that Yellowstar went to go to very early there, they can continue pressuring this lane. And Impact trying to freeze it, they can break the freeze by sending their very strong AD carry, this early game Caitlyn, who got a whole lane to herself, over there, and they shove it up to the turret. Now making their move, rotating back to the mid lane where there's no one to defend it, so they'll trade that turret for top.
So top turret goes down 1-1 at the moment, but the mid lane, the turret, as you mentioned, will go down to Fnatic. 4 members in there, clearing that one down. No problem about that.
So one teleport was used to save that top lane or delay the destruction of the top lane turret. They still have one in their pocket. You mentioned in the beginning, this is the Fnatic style to run with 2 teleports. They still have 1 extra to answer Impact's teleport. Even though SKT have been keeping that one in their pocket, letting Impact freeze that lane, they still have an answer here. Soaz can actually do the same thing. He now is the one who's deep in his own territory, and he's going to start building up his CS. He needs to be able to catch up to Impact, because Jax with a lead on Shyvana is very dangerous if those 2 meet up.
Big differences. So actually, let's take a look at those items, because we haven't really had a chance to just yet. We can see the Seeker's Arm Guard now for Peke, Bilgewater Cutlass. So we're going to see Blade of the Rune Kings on Faker and Piglet. We'll see whether Impact chooses to go the same way. He hasn't yet to go back. He's got that 56 CS, so it's working out very well for Impact, actually. Despite all the movements he's had to make in lane, he's actually kept ahead of Soaz.
And both top laners will have huge purchases when they do go back, because they've been sitting at those lanes for a very long time. Now what you want to watch is what each team decides to do with the big lanes. because Soaz also is building up a big minion wave, but Impact's right here. It looks like Fnatic are going to be under a lot of pressure. Everybody from SKT trying to work with this giant wave and this cannon minion to make use of it and go for another push.
Oh, Yellowstar tries to get away. The ultimate coming out from Faker. They get locked up on that tower. That's going to be in down. Reckless gets pinned on the wall. He gets dropped as well, and they just both completely melt. Soaz considering jumping in here. Is he going to come around? He's got Peke with him. They're just simply running defensive duties. Impact actually gets caught out, goes aggressive. Counter-strike is not going to land. He leap strikes away to Faker, and now they're going to close on towards it, but it's a 3v5. They can't surely push.
Yeah, just a few seconds too slow there from Fnatic to be able to get down and defend that. And the teleport was not enough. They got Soaz in there, but now they're going aggressive as the rest of SKT are backing off.
Impact shows himself in the top there. Cyanide jumps in with the stealth running. Is it going to be enough? Cyanide goes down. Pumandu going to get taken low, but Peke can't get the kill on towards him. Peke's in trouble. He gets taken down as well. So is the last man standing. He's going to get dropped as well. And just like that, it's another bunch of kills for SK Telecom. Fnatic just too slow to the party.
Far too aggressive for Fnatic. Not only do they give away kills, but they give away another bunch of CS to Impact. He teleports up the top lane and he's getting another lane of farm, but they're also trying to get 2 objectives for that. A little greedy here from SKT trying to get Dragon and bottom turret at the same time.
Yeah, risky play. The Dragon's going to get reset, but they're going to try and collapse on towards him. Remember, there's no tower here. Peke and Yellowstar. Peke using that teleport. Faker and Bengi both very low. Reckless is going to keep them in vision. Peke chases around. Piglet may try and escape. Ace in the hole. Takes Bengi down to nothing. Peke instead is going to chase on towards him. Reckless is going to be careful. He's got 2v1. Faker goes deep on him towards him. He jumps away. Cyanide leaps in. He gets one. Now Bengi's running for his life. Can he get away through the jungle? He's got the support of Mandu just off to the side. He can safeguard away to him.
Dragon. Peke's there to hold him though.
Peke going to try and chase on towards this one. Will have another Rift Walk. It's going to cost him a lot of mana to try and close that gap. He's going to come around the side. Will have his force pulse available. Gets caught by the grasping root. Bengi's still chasing away. He's going to surely safeguard to Pumandu, who now gets focused by Peke. Peke closing in towards him. Cyanide coming in behind him as well. Cyanide puts the ward down.
Soaz is not moving.
Double. He jumps away. Gets caught out. Gets himself 1. Gets himself 2. Gets himself 3. And Fnatic gets the 3 kills in a row.
That was almost a 4-minute long fight, D-Man, starting in the bottom lane and ending on the other side of the map. And that whole time, Soaz was just farming the lane. He had the confidence in his team to get those 2 kills after that long chase. Soaz was actually the one building up a large CS, and he's caught up to Impact here. They even got the kill on him.
And now they're going for Dragon. Faker is just off the side. I don't think they're going to get involved in this one, so Fnatic will take the gold lead. It's just 1,000 gold. It's still very tight between them at 7 kills to 6.
What a game here from both teams. Starting up just from Champion Select, you knew this was going to be an exciting game, and they have not disappointed.
And the thing is that SK Telecom clearly having a little fun with this game. They know they are close to being top of that league, and a loss here, though, could be a big difference, especially for the likes of Type A Assassins and Fnatic.
Yeah, it does mess with the group stages a little bit. Here we go. This is the Fed Jax going on Shyvana, really winning that trade fairly easily. Now it's dangerous for Soaz to remain around because all Impact has to do is charge up a full passive stack, so he gets the attack speed, 2 auto attacks for his ultimate, and then he can go aggressive on Soaz once again. Soaz sitting on his ulti, though, will have an escape.
Blue buff for Faker. So we'll see how this game develops. At the moment, Piglet's down the bottom. He's got the help, support of Pumandu always at his side. Peke is down there alongside Yellowstar. Peke is going to stick around for a little bit longer, and that's actually leaving a dangerous combo in that mid lane, Reckless up against Faker.
And this is the old Fnatic that we were looking for, that we were wondering if it was going to come back out. Double teleports, solo lanes, split pushing. Pretty much just classic Fnatic here. They're waiting for the teleport to come back up from Peke, but Soaz is still sitting on his. Now he's returning to his fight with Impact, and like I said, this one is very dangerous for Soaz. He's also going back into this dangerous fight blind, 0 ward coverage on the top side for Fnatic. Bengi's making the correct call here.
Yeah, and he may well sneak all the way around into the tri-bush here. I think Soaz is well out of position. He has got Dragon Descent available, no flash though. Bengi is going to continue go deep. Is he going to ward out? Yes, he is. Just behind the blue. He's going to start off with Larry White on the side here, and we'll see whether he chooses to go for Soaz.
We were talking about there's a lot of things to keep track of in Hexakill because there's so many champions and you have to time all these different things. But again, against Fnatic, you have to do a lot of timers as well. Keep track of 2 teleports, not only all of these flashes. Looks like we'll have the attempt at the second steal here. Cyanide's not close enough to steal it away, so Bengi will be able to deny that blue buff from Kassadin. It's very huge for SKT to get back in this game.
Yeah, remember Faker had already taken his own, so not available for Fnatic. As you mentioned, it's going to be Peke getting jumped on. Didn't manage to lock up Impact, and that was a fairly even trade in damage this early on.
Impact has finished his Blade of the Ruined King, so he's feeling extremely confident right now. And going up against Kassadin, he has a lot of magic damage that he can shield against. Not going to help him that much versus Jax, even though he has mixed. Cyanide going super aggressive.
Very aggressive on towards him. Is it going to be enough? Piglet running that ultimate to try and get away. Cyanide doing some good work there and wards out that blue buff. Not too sure it's going to be available just yet. Soaz takes a blast in the face from Faker.
Top lane pushing here for Fnatic. They've decided to distribute in a 2-2-1 split push here with Kassadin down bottom trying to hold off Jax. Meanwhile, up top, they can't get much done on Faker, so another move, Yellowstar trying to clear out vision. They know that this is SKT's biggest strength. One of the best things about this team, Bengi with the early sight zone, just puts it back down though.
This surely starting to be a problem. Oh, I tell you what, Bengi going to get locked up here. The Zenith Blade does land, he will get away in time. What I was about to say is surely a problem, the fact that nobody really can go solo with Impact this early in the game.
Yeah, as I said, he's feeling confident, and it's for a reason. We'll have to see how this plays out. Who can actually split push against Impact? Because Peke right now, he's just trying to grab CS and avoid taking too much harass in the trading process.
Bengi using his ulti kick, punting Soaz into the Baron pit there. Faker doing a split push, Impact doing a split push, everybody else farming quite happily. Piglet is feeling fairly confident in that mid lane, and Bengi's just trying to create opportunities and stealing any part of the jungle that he can. You can see Cyanide and Peke, again, trying to close an Impact, but he reads the situation.
Yeah, this is the thing about Kassadin. You can continue to chase even if they see you with a pink ward. Cyanide's coming back in. Yellowstar with the double stun.
Solar Flare, ace in the hole. They're going to lock him down. They will get bounced by the Stranglethorn, but Mandu has not done enough to save the life of his top laner.
Great roaming here from Yellowstar, making use of those mobility boots. He's done a great job. We talked about him combating the vision from SKT earlier down on the Baron pit side. He's made it all the way up top to make a play on this Jax. Your question was, who will deal with Jax? It's going to be 3 people, D-Man. They're going to converge from all different sides and chase him down.
Oh, Faker's going to find Soaz in the bush. Soaz not too sure if he wants this fight at the moment. There's going to be the ultimate pulled out there. Uses the Dragon Descent at just the right time. Flash comes down from Faker. Tries to catch on towards him. The Living Shadow not enough to close. But Piglet's been caught out. Peke's managed to find himself another target. The AD carry goes down.
This is Fnatic making use of their mobility, and that means 5-1-2 Peke Kassadin with teleport. This will be the story of the game for Fnatic. Peke in the driver's seat.
You know, I was talking to Fnatic on Tuesday when we had the players dinner. I was with them and I was like, you know what your problem was at Worlds? You pulled out Kassadin too early in the group stage and it got banned away from him for the rest of the tournament. This time around, Peke does get it. He's got 5-1-2. We always used to say at Kassadin, if it gets going. But is it the same with this new Kassadin?
It is not the same. There are many differences. Towards the late game, he's actually even stronger than he was before. But his main strength is against mages, and SKT do not have a true mage on their team. Umandu is a support. Here we go. Faker, though, gets it turned around on him. Soaz going aggressive. Almost has his ulti charged.
He's got no energy, but Impact joins him in the party. Soaz can't close that gap. Peke comes in, though, to save his life. Manages to get the silence down. Soaz is in trouble. He's going to get locked down. Tries to sidestep, not enough. And now Peke's in trouble. Mandu comes in. Peke comes in. Not able to get away. And that's a double for SK Telecom.
Fnatic take down Faker, but a good collapse from SKT are able to avenge him and take out both solo laners, both teleports, takes away so much playmaking ability from Fnatic. And you keep mentioning the Kassadin that got through for Peke, how SKT let that one through. They let it through because they focused Reckless in the bans. They took away the 2 AD carries, and they forced him onto the earlier game-oriented Caitlyn, which awarded some towers for Fnatic, but we have to watch how this plays out. Will Reckless be okay late game? Because Piglet, actually is the one under fire now.
He's coming in, he tries to use the stealth. The Zenith Blade lands, he tries to sidestep in there. Reckless catches on the condemn onto Cyanide, not enough. Cyanide gets himself the kill. Teleport comes in from Impact, 3-man stun there. Now he can see another teleport coming through. Soas coming around the side, there's going to be Cyanide dropping though. Faker manages to get himself the kill. There's no teleport available for Peke just yet. Soas is going to get caught out. Impact gets himself a double.
There were multiple baits by both teams in the last fight here, and both teleports being used. Pekka is not back up yet, so he could not turn the tides of that one. But SKT did a great job backing off as soon as they see the teleport, and then they already had everyone else converging down to the bottom lane because Piglet had gotten caught out. And, okay, so let's watch this again. Everybody converging from SKT. You can see them 3 moving down because Piglet is caught. Teleport comes in, they think they're going to turn this one around. And the second teleport shows from Fnatic. Now they think they've turned it around on Impact, but Cyanide goes too deep because of that confidence, and this is when the reinforcements finally arrive. So the second wave from SKT is able to clean up.
And you know, just like the OMG game, you could argue that's down to poor vision. They had no clue of what was coming in that jungle area, just like OMG did. They went way too aggressive. Yellowstar going in on Faker, getting the double stun lock up there. Not sure he wanted to go that deep on that one, but the top tower is being taken down, and this may well be Fnatic getting their 3rd turret of the game.
That will get it very close back to even gold here. So
they're
Fnatic,
baiting it.
Even after that last loss, they're trying to use the low turret as bait, and they do it successfully.
Bengi, though, uses that safeguard to get away onto the ward. Soas goes in. Impact gets a good lock up on the stun there. They're going to go in towards the turret. Now they might try and turn it around, but again, look at SK Telecom's positioning. They are all moving through the jungle. Are they too late this time around? Impact gets taken down. Mandu comes around the side there. You do see Faker. He's coming across. He's just used his Living Shadow to try and close the gap, so he can't do it once again. Cyanide's going to take 2 tower hits there. Peke will take 2 as well. Peke may be in trouble. He's going to have a Riftwalk. He's going to teleport. He's teleporting away. He's gone up by the wall. He gets locked up. He gets taken down. Faker gets in and gets the kill.
Peke knew that he could not Riftwalk forever. It had already charged up, and it was going to cost too much mana. He wouldn't be able to finish that escape and was going for the desperate teleport. Great job by Pumandu locking him up. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Piglet had been shoving in on this Caitlyn, and Reckless has to be careful. In 1 vs 1 with the Vayne, he can no longer take Piglet. He's completed the Blade of the Ruin King. Piglet is ready to duel people.
Piglet is getting himself the farm that is needed, as is Reckless. Both at 160 plus CS, working out well for them. Faker, well, no surprise, massive amounts of CS. He's the first person on the board to pass 200, as well as being 4-2-5, 7-3-3, and the Zhonya's Auric. That's importantly built by Peke now, up against Faker.
You definitely need armor against this team, and you definitely want the added benefit of being able to use the active to nullify that ultimate from Faker if he decides to death mark you. So it's a great pickup for him. But worried about all of these duelists on SKT. They have so many options for people holding their own in side lanes. Everybody with a Blade of the Ruin King is a strong duelist.
Well, at the moment, they want to make sure that turret goes down. It was so close to dropping before. This time around, Impact still jumps on Soas. So confident that he can just pounce onto Soas' head and not have to feel the consequences about it. Peke back down that bottom lane, keeping that farm going. Cyanide is building up a fairly tanky Kha'Zix right now. He's got that Randian Zoman in there, as well as the Elder Lizard, whereas opposed to Bengi, who's just gone for that Hex Drinker.
Yeah, I like the build here from Cyanide, but Peke is getting engaged on. He's going to have to Zhonya's.
Zhonya's, is it going to be close enough? It will. There's going to be the ultimate pop-in from Faker. Living Shadows gets away.
Now this matchup used to be a little bit easier for Cassidy because he had silence. No longer the case against Zed. He's just got to run away, and he had to burn his active as well.
They're not done yet. Solar Flare goes in on Faker, but again, lack of vision. They do manage to lock him down. Stranglethorns comes out. Cyanide once again leaps into his prey. Bengi using that ultimate to kick away. Peke trying to catch on with the Riftwalk, not quite close enough. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see Impact closing around there. Bengi's going to get locked up once again. Stranglethorns closes Yellowstar out once again, though they just can't quite get close enough. They can't chase on towards them. They do manage to leap in there. Bengi's going to get locked up. Cyanide gets himself one, gets himself a second as Peke gets the kill. Now Impact's got out of position.
The vision control you're talking about that Fnatic needed last time they got caught out. Now it's SKT!
Soas putting some damage down on Impact. He has to leap away. What will happen though?
So
SK Telecom got the mid turret.
They got very aggressive in the bottom. After they scared off Kassadin, they felt like they had control of the bottom lane, but they didn't have the deep vision to push that far up. And Fnatic played it so well. Cyanide hiding behind that wall, waiting for the perfect opportunity, and Yellowstar hitting everything that he needed, locking up Faker, and then being able to chase. With Kassadin, you cannot run away. He is so good at chasing people down, and that is Peke with 9 kills now.
Peke trying to bait in Piglet there. His buddy coming in, Cyanide alongside him. Piglet fancied that one. Peke was very low on health, and he is wisely going to back away from this one. Yellowstar already making his way down there. Face of the Mountain completed by him, but look at Mandu. He's going for the Haunting guys.
Yeah, and they're going to need a lot of wards, so everybody filling up their inventory here with small pieces, little items. They need basically vision of the entire map. With the amount of mobility from everybody in this game, all of these little skirmishes and people getting caught out, they would love to have just vision everywhere, but they need also the small combat stats that you get from these little items, like those spell penetration from Pumandu. He's going to try and have a bigger impact on the team fight.
I still worry with the Jackson, and now got that Trinity Force complete along with Blade of the Rune King. The Rannian Zoma will probably follow. Suddenly it becomes a brick wall, a big brute force damaging brick wall. There's not a lot for Fnatic to counter that as we start progressing. We're at 25 minutes now. This game is looking to go long.
Yeah, and if it does go long, I expect even more armor here from Fnatic in all of their builds. You can see multiple Rando Annulments being built, and a Zhonya's already that you talked about. So they definitely have a clear path because there's so much attack damage on SKT and so much attack speed. Those attack speed slows are going to do wonders for them. But again, the wards, I think that we'll see those sight zones upgraded more often than we usually do. So the sight zone on Bengi and the sight zone on Pumandu, they can get those up to Ruby sight stones. It will help them out since they've already switched over to 3 sweepers.
Well, Dragon's going to be up in just 10 seconds. You can see SK Telecom moving into position. Impact is not there. We've got teleport available, as does SOAS. No teleport for Peke. I tell a lie. It's just about to come off cooldown any second now. But Faker fancies going aggressive. He goes in towards him. Remember, Zhonya's Hourglass is built by Peke, expected to be used any second just to prevent it. That's going to be down. The ulti was used by Faker. It's a pretty short cooldown, but it may not be up for the next Dragon.
Another ulti from Faker, another Zhonya's active.
Oh, goes back in.
Peke, and another return of aggression. This time they do not get the jump on Faker. No CC to speak of.
Yeah, I think Peke was caught out by the just sheer ballsy aggression that Faker showed, and Cyanide was ready and waiting. I don't think he's looking to pounce into this Dragon Pit to try and smite that steal, but instead he will step away, and that's good turnarounds from SK Telecom. They're looking in control now as the gold starts to bleed their favor.
At this point in the game, it's one single mistake turns into an objective for the opponent. So Peke right there getting too close, cost them the turret. And now they're going to be able to move on mid because it's 9 more seconds until he comes back up.
Yellowstar having to lock up, but Impact again. Solar Flare being used. That's a little too aggressive, I feel, on Impact with his team so close by. They do manage to shut him down. He has to teleport away from this one to try and splash away. Teleport coming in down the bottom. Peke is going to come in around the side. Cyanide pounces on towards Impact. Impact's going to get taken down. Now Bengi's going to get locked up by the Zenith Blade. He's got no support from his team right now. Now they're collapsing around it. Elite comes out from Cyanide. Look across the map. The rest of SK Telecom are fleeing from this one as Reckless closes around the side there. Bengi is running them a merry chase, but I don't feel he's going to be able to get away.
Yeah, he's definitely cornered. They're going to take him down. The question is, what will Fnatic do with this? 2 main members of SKT off. Baron is up. That's the jungler and the Jax down. However, you got to keep track of teleports. Name of the game here. Once Impact does come back up, he'll have his teleport. They can turn it into a 4 vs 5 at Baron. If Fnatic are not careful, they will take too much damage from Baron.
They have to take this Baron down fast. You can see Mandu off of the side. He's got Stranglethorns available if he wants to just throw it in there for some interference. Faker's looking to maybe try and make a play. He's gone in. He's gone for Cyanide. He wants to try and pop him down.
Low.
Maybe enough. He gets Cyanide down before the Baron drops. The Baron is so low. It's going to get stolen away by Faker. This is tragic for Fnatic. Peke's going to get dropped there. What sublime play by the Season 3 World Champions.
I told him they got to keep track of the teleport there. SKT just made that mistake. They had Peke killed, and they were keeping track of the death timer, but they didn't expect the teleport. Fnatic went aggressive early. As soon as Peke gets back up, he teleports in. They get advantage, but then they make the same mistake, and they don't respect the teleport from Impact. He turns it into the 4 vs 5 in Baron Pit. Faker here comes up with the plays, though. He targets the jungler, takes him down, no more smite, and then he goes back in for the Baron as well. It's pretty good chances for Zed to actually get the Baron as well when there's no smite on the table because he has that passive.
He took a hit from the Baron as well just before the ulti popped, which knocked him just that ever so lower. I think the ulti may well have took him down anyway. Now, though, look at SK Telecom. They have big damaging items in there, and I'm not sure if Fnatic now have the defensive capabilities to stop the onslaught that will be coming with that middle inhibitor down.
What an exciting game. And SKT now actually have a pretty commanding lead. A Baron buff on Jax is one of the most scary things in the game since he benefits from all of the stats on it, since he is a hybrid champion. Plus, he's already extremely fed in this game, and he's got his core items. This is a very, very scary impact on Jax, and it's going to be really hard. They don't really have a single person that can deal with him, so Fnatic have to make a move and coordinate their teleports.
So, SK Telecom, what will they do? They have the Baron. It was a Baron of opportunity, I think it's safe to say, by both teams. Not really one that everyone sieged over, so we'll see whether they try and push that favor, that aggression they have been showing throughout this game. 18-16 the kills, just 30 minutes into this game. Certainly suits both of these teams' playstyles, I feel, the high aggression games, because Fnatic certainly are used to playing this style, and SK Telecom, well, if you only need to watch some Korean games to show just how aggressive the Korean team can be.
And needless to say, they're very comfortable on these champions, and they're comfortable at this point in the game because they picked up 2 of the last Whispers. Crucial items for this team that is so AD heavy, and having Fnatic already building so much armor, now they have the penetration. And with this Baron buff, that will give them the confidence to take the rest of the base.
Well, we'll see whether Fnatic choose to defend this one or whether they let it go down. So as gets harassed and poked by Faker. That tower, the most satisfying noise in the game, as Jax pounds on it with the Summoner's Cup as he works it down, just rubbing it into the face of Fnatic that we are the world champions.
Such a great start to the game for Fnatic, and then a great comeback for SKT here. Extremely exciting both times around, and both teams really using those teleports effectively. So as getting chunked down to half HP before they go on this low turret is going to be really hard for Fnatic to hold.
Yeah, they realize he's gone back to the fountain. Impact thought about going in with that counter strike. Peke does get a little bit of poke on Faker, but again, with that Baron buff, it will just generate back up there. Peke dropped to half health. He needs to go back to the fountain.
Still trying to use the last bits of this Baron buff, though. SKT are not giving up the push. Double super minions on Nexus turrets and drawing away the AD carry.
That's going to be the tower going down. Impact leaps in, gets the counter-strike on them. Yellowstar caught out. Peggy goes very deep on that one, but that's going to be Soaz dropped in as they move towards the Nexus turrets. The Nexus is taken so low. Piglet will get locked up at the side. He gets dropped. It's going to be Yellowstar that manages to get himself the kill. Faker tries to step away. Impact clops down the final Nexus turret. The Nexus will be the target. Cyanide leaps in to save the day. Yellowstar comes in with him. Reckless does manage to get himself one kill, but you can see SK Telecom, they're not done yet. They're not going to step away, or will they? They will back off from this one. No, they just try to make it out, but Reckless is not falling for it this time around. Mandu and Bengi
hit it!
Finish it off. Bengi goes in, gets a Reckless, uses the heal. They're going to try and finish the turret. The super minions are pounding on it. I don't think it's quite enough to lock down for SK Telecom. Reckless has to defend it.
He's going to end it.
The minions are all over it. Mandu misses the ultimate there. Oh, the passive, sorry. Bengi gets locked up. He backs away. They have to defend these turrets.
It's no line.
Taking it down. I'm not sure. I think they've just about cleared the wave. One more hit is there. Yellowstar blocks it with his body. And Fnatic survive for now.
Woo. Cheer goes up to the crowd as Fnatic hang on by a thread. SKT trying to end it there, a little bit indecisive whether to go for the last hit or not, and they just barely do not get it. This may be a little bit of breathing room for Fnatic, but it's so hard for them because they have no turrets to defend with. And SKT have these such strong duelists. Oh, Faker!
Teleports back towards the finish. That's gotta hurt against Peke and crew. A backdoor comes out from SK Telecom on Fnatic. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. 22 kills to 19, and really SK Telecom putting on a show for the fans here in the Zenith in Paris.
Wow, that SKT skin tricked me. I thought that was Faker, but Impact was a teleport. What a sneaky ending, and what a way to end a game against Fnatic. A team known for teleporting in backdoor Nexus.
Yeah, that's going to hurt, that's for sure. But Fnatic, I think they can take something from that game. They look pretty strong, and SK Telecom, while they're having fun with the game, gotta be careful. Things like that don't slip away from them. They are, of course, now going to be topping the group. They are 4-0. They are clear favorites in first place. The question is, who will they face? Will it be now Fnatic or Taipei Assassins? Because that who is their potential targets in the semi-finals. Will we have just seen